Hey guys, what's up? It's Terradog. Welcome back to GT Sports episode 41. So some of you may have noticed that my original content for this episode has been scrapped. After my last GT Sport upload, it no longer makes any chronological sense because I've improved quite a bit since then. So with that, let's get on with the update, version 1.19. So as you can see, we have a bunch of new cars. We have the Group C race cars, 3 of those. We have some classics and some current cars. We have Lasarth. So that's nice to have finally. We can do 24-hour Le Mans. That'll be great. We have some new events for GT League. We got the circuit experience for the Dragon Trail Gardens. We have new scapes, more scapes, museum features, and yeah. So let's jump into sport mode and just see what happens. I was going to talk about the new login feature for sport mode, where it's going to want your location information and stuff, as well as other changes, but hey, it didn't record right. So we're jumping into the race instead, where I qualified 3rd. Now, being that this is my first time in sport mode on the wheel, well, not really my first time, but my first time into a daily event C on the wheel in Group 1 and in the GTR LM, I went and instead of jumping straight in, I actually did a lot of off-camera qualifying time trial first. Spent a lot of time in there trying to get a feel for how the car is going to behave around the track and all that good stuff before making a fool of myself in a race. So now, one thing to note, you're going to notice, I usually do a lot of two-wheeling around the corners. You can't do that on this track. The track boundaries are very strictly enforced. There's a few corners where it will let you get away with it. That last one's actually really strict. So you can see this guy in front of me already has a penalty, and he didn't ram anyone or anything. So basically, you have to be careful about even touching the curbs. Even just touching the curb can give you a penalty for some of these corners. So I'm taking it easy, and I almost get screwed over. A car comes up next to me out of my blind spot. As you can see, there's not a lot of visibility in the GTR LM. It's one of the reasons why I really don't like this car, even though it just happens to be the fastest car for this event, where the BOP is set up. But that was very smart of that car attempting to overtake me in the back gap, but then, he just shoves his way back through, and, whatever, it is what it is. Missed my braking point trying to follow him because I thought, hey, wait a minute, he's braking much later than I normally do. Maybe I can brake that late too. Nope, doesn't work. So, oh well. So one of the nice things about being on a wheel is you can adjust your fuel setting without having to let go of the steering. Even though I still adjust it on the straight anyway. This is my first race of the day, actually. You can see I'm being a little conservative, in some areas anyway. This corner was annoying because I couldn't see where I was going when I needed to turn in. Got someone running next to me. But he's gonna back out of that real fast. Now that is the one corner we are allowed to do some track extending. I don't know why you're allowed to track extend there, but the game just out and allows it, and you can expect that the fastest drivers will be abusing the crap out of that. Alright, so I touched the curb on that final corner. Let's see if it gives me a penalty. Guess not. I got away with it that time. But it's like, for the most part, it seems like you can touch the curb, but if you have like the full tire going over the curb, then that's a problem. I know some people have complained that this area feels a little bit too smooth. It does actually feel kind of smooth. If you move over close to the shoulder, though, it gets crazy bumpy, so you can't really go out quite as wide as what you might have done on a controller. But even on a controller, though, the bumps would probably be enough to upset a normal rear-wheel drive LMP car. Right there, but no big deal. I don't get any penalty, so that's nice. It's not normal, but it's preferred that I don't get a penalty for someone else ramming me. But you'll notice the cars get really spread out here real quick in this event. You don't have the really close racing like you get with event A or B. I guess it's normal for event C, but I guess it just seems a little bit more pronounced with this particular race, just because one mistake, there's so many high-speed areas, so the slightest error coming out of a corner translates into a major time loss by the time you get to the next corner. Now watch how I'm going to take these sweeping turns. This guy, he really wiped out hard. I'm just going to go right by him. Not trusting the ghosting, I make sure to avoid him, but I touched the curb a little too much, and there's the penalty right there. And you can see I didn't gain any advantage from that at all. In fact, I ran a slower line than normal. So that's how harsh some of these track boundaries can be. Some of them, there was one, I actually didn't include it in the video, but I was messing around in qualifying just to test what I could do. And I'll show you the corner coming up. It's extremely harsh. Yeah, so my plan here was to run 3 laps and then pit on the end of the 3rd lap. So right after this, I'll be pitting. You can see I'm still really conservative through a lot of these corners. This corner here, if you try to take it flat out and cut too much curb, you get an 18-second penalty. There is a way to take it flat out, but your line has to be so precise. I don't have enough experience to be able to do that yet. Now, the update notes didn't mention any changes to the penalty system, so hopefully this extremely harsh track boundary enforcement is only on this track. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter otherwise, but you know, I'll just have to adjust my driving to deal with it. But it seems like it's easier to serve your penalty, because I know in the past there would be times where I would have to come to a complete stop and wait for a little while before any of the penalty would start coming off at all. If you were anywhere in a braking zone like I am now, you see the penalty stops deducting. But you know, as soon as you get below a certain speed, it seems to start deducting the penalty again, even in the braking zone. So, you know, without having to come to a complete stop. So I don't know if maybe they did some changes and just didn't mention it, or what. But I can tell you, on this track, this is the best place to serve your penalty, because you're braking into a corner that leads, as an extremely short straight, leads straight into another corner, pretty much. So you can pretty much take that penalty right off with very little actual loss. See, it's high where it's starting to be an issue. I'm slowing down more, I'm understeering a lot more. I actually matched my tires pretty well for my first race here. So let's skip ahead through this a little bit. I'm out of the pit. I'm down the front straight. My out lap. Back into third position. Going into the tight right-hander here. I pardon the brake. Watch this. I touched the curb a little bit. You can't really see how much I went over that easily, but I went over enough to get a 2-second penalty. Because I got that front right tire just all the way over the curb. So that kind of sucked. Alright, I'm gaining on the car ahead. I'm going to serve that penalty by braking nice and early here. And I'm going to check I'm looking at my fuel at this point. I missed my braking point, and so that puts me off the track. So I start working on getting back on, I get reset. That really screws me up, getting reset there like that, because you don't expect it, and then all of a sudden you're just on the tarmac, you're spinning your wheels, and there's a car barreling up behind you. At least there wasn't a car barreling up behind me this time. It was a stupid mistake, and I was kind of pissed off about it. But anyway, somehow, despite being pissed off, I managed to speed around these corners. I get lucky, the car in front, I don't know if he was serving a penalty or if he ran out of gas or what happened. But I'm going to get around him, and I'm going to leave him behind. The leader, I'm never going to catch up to that, 40 seconds ahead. I think either he was a top 10 driver, or he was pretty close to being on the board. He was close to being on the board if he wasn't already on the board. So anyway, final lap. I think this might have ended up being my best lap. It's really hard to get in a good rhythm though when you're so worried about making sure not to touch the curbs or making sure to not two-wheel or anything like that. And when you're not really used to front-wheel drive, like racing a front-wheel drive car, and every time you hit the gas, you just get understeer and you can't kick the rear out or anything. But it still grips pretty well. And I'd probably say this is a pretty good choice if you're not very experienced on a wheel. You want to try and race a Group 1 car on a wheel. You know, this will at least get you into a race comfortably without having to worry about throttle control as much. I mean, think about it, you hit the gas too hard, you just get massive tire wear instead of spinning your car out or anything like that. Yeah, so lots of good splits. So yeah, the other thing was I made sure the fuel was safe so that I could spend less time in the pit, so that I would refuel faster, basically. And then I filled just slightly more than the recommended amount, so that I could run a rich fuel mixture the rest of the race. And the strategy seemed to work out pretty well. So easy to just be a little too eager on the throttle going out the corner. The car behind is closing in. He's less than a half a second behind me. I'm going to speed through these sweepers like I had never done before through the entire race. And holy crap, this was terrifying. My first experience going that fast. I was like, holy crap, I just did that. Look at that. Went from 0.4 to 1.8 from the difference between me and the car behind. Now these last few corners, you gotta be careful. That, especially the apex of that last chicane, if you clip it too close, you get a massive penalty. It's gonna ruin your race. And as you can see, everybody got a penalty. But yeah, it doesn't mean everyone was dirty. It just most likely everyone got screwed over by the strict track boundaries. Take another look and see what we got here with a new track. I want you to look at what options we have for times of day to race. We got dawn to sunset. Where's nighttime? There's 24-hour Le Mans and you can't race at night. Anyway, I decided to get one more race in where because I wanted to get one race in where I didn't make a silly mistake by looking at my fuel at the wrong time and missing my brake point and going into a wall. Well, here I make a different mistake. You may have just noticed I adjusted my fuel mixture before the race even started. The idea was this time I changed my pit strategy. I was going to fuel save the first 2 laps. I was going to fuel save throughout the race. I was going to do some extra fuel save in the first 2 laps, pit. And, yeah, but you see I get sandwiched there, and I end up missing my braking points, trying to get the car sorted and getting past in that fashion. not being able to see as well where I was. So, yeah, that kind of screwed me over. I lost 4 positions in that. And I didn't really make the cleanest recovery. But, luckily the game decided that I wasn't at fault for that. I thought I was at the edge of the track. I didn't realize I'd gone all the way off. I can't see where I'm going in this car, in case you can't already tell. But, anyway, the original plan was do some fuel saving, hit at the end of lap 2, refuel very quickly, and then run the rest of the race. So I wanted to kind of fuel save a little aggressively, but now that wasn't quite as much of an option after losing 4 places. So it was just going to be... Basically, I'm messing with my fuel saving to try and maintain like a certain margin between the car behind me and the car in front of me. The idea being that I'm just fast enough to stay ahead of the car behind, but not fast that I'm able to actually challenge the cars in front in the corners. That was the idea anyway. Right now I'm like right smack in the middle between the 2 cars, between the car in front and the car behind. You notice I'm not trying to accelerate from first gear as much. Short shifting a little bit, I get less torque going to the wheels, and it's easier, less time messing around with the throttle, more time just accelerating. And that first gear is kind of short anyway. I'm able to brake a little later in that corner as well, after some practice. Coming up here, I'm taking a slightly wider line, and it's a little easier to see where I'm diving into the apex of that corner. Now, I'm going to dodge that car even though it's ghosted because I don't trust it. Too many times I tried to go through a ghosted car only to have it become solid the instant I'm about to go through it and end up ramming into it. So here's just drop a gear and just disappear. Is really how these corners work for me. Once again, these chicanes at the end, take them easy because the penalty will screw you hard if you don't. And I kind of screwed up there a little bit, but I made sure that any loss was my fault and not the penalty. I'm making sure to correct that really hard. But I feel like I could go through this a lot. I feel like I could lap the track much faster if I wasn't so afraid of getting penalized all the time at this point, because I'm still about 10 seconds slower than the fastest drivers. So we have, looks like someone's serving their penalty up. I'm just gonna go right by them. A little bit earlier than I did on lap 1 to adjust for the tire wear. Because that area right here, this corner, the last corner, will screw you hard if you don't adjust properly for the tire wear, even after just 1 lap. This is my first race. I had a huge margin of error to work with. these sweepers here, you can just kind of ride downforce, even with more tires, for the most part. Alright, so now we're going to pit and refuel. Now I want you to notice the other guys that just went into pit, they're at 29% fuel and I'm at 50%. But watch how fast. Watch. Just watch how fast. Watch all these positions I end up making up. Got people refueling all the way up to 100%. I'm not going to quite go all the way to 100%. I'm going to go a little bit past the recommendation so I can run a little bit more aggressively, with a little less fuel saving towards the end. The idea is I'm basically just going to undercut anyone that's pitting at the end of the next lap. Would that be what I'm doing? It's probably not the right description of how I mean overtake. Maybe it is. Alright, so let's actually skip ahead from here. So we are coming up toward the end of the lap. Out lap. We have cars starting to go into the pit. Wow, that guy went in on fumes, 0%. Still doing a little bit of fuel saving. I want to make sure I can probably run like the last lap without any fuel saving. Once again, being mindful of those last chicanes, I went from 8th to 3rd and then back down to 6th. So I guess they got out of the pit. Yep, they just barely got out of the pit before I could pass them. So, but I still made up 2 positions, so that's cool. So now we're back where, you know, we can actually see some traffic again, so that's nice. We're driving by ourselves here. Now they're on fresh tires, but they likely have maybe a little more weight after just refueling. So you could go either way. Right now it looks like they're just pulling away from me, so we're going to skip ahead a little more and see if anything interesting comes up. So as you can see, I'm about 6 seconds behind the car in front, and he's serving a penalty, so I'm going to gain on him. Coming into what I believe is the Porsche corner. I nearly ate the wall on the exit. A little too excited to try and go for an overtake, but he's going to pull away on me. You can see. Watch this. When we do those wide sweepers, look at the speed and look at how fast we're closing in on these guys. Look at this speed. I can't see. I know he's right there with my hands in the way. So I had to have a lift. I wasn't sure if I was going to eat the back of this car or not. A little early on the brake. I'm not sure how late he's going to brake or how early he's going to brake. Jumped into that last chicane a little too eagerly. So I'm speeding away. I was like, oh no, they're speeding away. I gotta catch up. No. That one mistake probably cost me 5th place. He's fighting with the car in 4th. So maybe? I don't know. Looks like he's got a penalty serving it. With some ghosting involved. He actually passed the car. So, yeah, I mean, now there's ghosting, and then he goes back to being solid. See what I told you? You can't trust that ghosting. I had to jump on the brake and get around him. And to get around him meant to just slightly put one tire of the track battery, so I'm getting a penalty here. So that sucks. So I have this other car just right in front of me. Maybe I could do something about it, and but the penalty is probably going to make that impossible. But what I'm going to do is just like in the first race, I'm going to use the same area to serve the penalty as I did back then. See, even with the tires worn down quite a bit, I'm still somehow managing to set new PBs for sector times. So there's quite a bit more I could probably do. Well, part of that could be just the difference between fuel saving and not fuel saving. Extra early, and that's going to take away all of my penalty. Yeah, there is some time loss in that. It's not, you know, it's the lowest time loss that you'll get compared to serving your penalty anywhere else in this course. But it's still enough that the car behind is able to pass the car ahead and end up pulling about 6 seconds away from me. Why didn't we got from 2 to 6 seconds? So, I could have passed, and he started swerving around, so I had to have a lift. Pressure him in this corner, watch what happens. He's off in the gravel, and I'm just going to take my position back. So, yeah, the next car is 7 seconds ahead. I have no chance of catching it. So, otherwise a good race, right? This video is kind of long. I'm not sure if I will be able to get it down below a half hour through editing, but well, only you will know. Right up there. So yeah, I managed to finish where I started. So overall, not too bad. So overall, not a very eventful race, but what I did get out of this race is I got my sportsmanship back up to S class. So that was very nice. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time. Goodbye.